Kings, conquerors, and a dragon's horde. That's right, we're talking about finance. Ray Dalio, a dragon who commands one of the largest hordes on Earth, tells us how he got it in the succinctly titled Principles for Dealing with the Changing World Order, Why Nations Succeed and Fail. According to Dalio, nations rise to the top of the world order by the size of their treasure chest. And once it gets big enough, they won't fall until the world realizes it was all just an illusion. There are many tales of how and why this happens, but the most recent hoarders of the world's largest chest were the Dutch Empire, succeeded by the British Empire, which was, just after World War II, replaced by this great nation, the US Empire, soon to fall to the Chinese Empire. Hold on a second. Hang on. Soon to fall, that can't be right. Okay, this is gonna take a little bit of explaining. Ray Dalio describes the three great cycles, three primal orders that define the success and failures of empires. He watches and waits and uses his rare knowledge to grow his own treasure. The three orders are the long-term debt and capital market cycle, the internal order and disorder cycle, and the external order and disorder cycle. He loves concise names. Dalio's long-term debt and capital market cycle is defined by 6 phases. Most nations start with trading gold, but mine will trade sugar. Phase 1, no debt. Sugar is the only money. This is nearly a pure bartering system. You can only buy the cake if you give the baker enough sugar to bake the next one. Simple. Phase 2, IOU notes for sugar. I can't give you sugar, but I will give you this note that you can exchange for 1 pound of sugar at any time in the future. Phase 3, increased debt. There are now more IOUs than actual sugar to back them, but don't panic. As long as you don't try to exchange all the notes at once, everything will be fine. I'm on the rise and my hoard is growing faster. Phase 4, debt crises and defaults. You know what? I can only give you half a pound of sugar for each note right now instead of the usual whole pound. Make it a quarter to give me some time. I can still get out of this. Phase 5, fiat money. Forget the sugar. The IOU notes is all we need. The sugar's superfluous to the whole system. People treat my notes like they're worth something in and of themselves. I can forget the sugar exchange altogether and let them eat their cake without it. That didn't work out. Phase 6. The entire system breaks down, and you go back to bartering. My time has run out. Back to Phase 5, which usually leads us to the climax of the second cycle, the internal order and disorder cycle. As our dragon and guide Ray Dalio tells us, when wealth and values gaps are large enough, and there is an economic downturn, it's likely that there will be a lot of conflict about how to divide the pie, full of gold. Now for the wild card cycle. The cycle that forces nations to stop looking within and to start looking without. The external order and disorder cycle can be military, economic, or both. When all three of these forces line up, indebtedness, civil war at home, war abroad, and loss of face in the currency, a change in the world order is typically at hand. But don't worry. To break down the entire system and reveal the illusion takes a crisis on a global scale, some kind of economic downturn, a war, or a natural disaster. More than one if you're as strong as the US is. As Dalio assures us in the book, one rarely gets all three of these types of big crises, economic downturn, revolution or war, and natural disaster, at the same time. Maybe Ray's right. Things aren't looking too good by the signs. He puts the US in stage 5 of the debt cycle, which you may not recall, is the one right before the entire system breaks down. But have faith. Ray Dalio hasn't given up yet. He still believes in the US economy. He's heading our and the world's largest hedge fund. That doesn't mean anything either. The man's 73 years old. Powerful people always know when it's time to hand over the reins to the next generation. No one wants to keep going forever. Well, I'm sure it's fine. I'm here for the story, not for the news. Why Nations Succeed and Fail is not a textbook of numbers and charts, although Dalio included plenty of those. And like Tolkien's maps and songs, they serve the story and make this magic fairy tale of financial ruin feel real. Dalio teaches his investment philosophy by way of history. The book is a broad collection of the rise and fall of great empires and their treasure, spanning over 1,000 years, and it's very well told. Too many business books take the form of self-help, platitudes surrounding a loose structure. This book is different. Ray Dalio will take you on a journey through time and space to drive home every point. And if that still sounds boring to you, Dalio was prepared for that. The print version has every key sentence emboldened, so that instead of reading for pleasure, you can cram all the highlights like it's the night before an exam. The world is filled with stories about vast wealth and piles of gold, pirates, dragons, and the founding fathers. They're all small compared to Ray Dalio. This man controlled so much money that he thinks of wealth on the scale of nations. Imagine so much money that the only thing that could bring you down is the collapse of the entire world order. That is the story this book is about. So pick it up and escape the reality of the world to dive into a fantasy. Thanks for watching my video. Remember to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what other books you want me to review.